Welcome to CINETWINS. I'm your host, or I'm one of your hosts, CINETWIN number one, Jessie.
And I'm CINETWIN number two, Jas.
And this month we're celebrating my birthday.
Woo!
And I got to choose more movies to force Jazz to watch. And sorry, my cat decided to attack my foot right as we're starting the intro. He left. It's all
Great,
good.
great timing.
Yeah, he is a great audience and very, very interactive. But we're celebrating my birthday, which will be June 18th.
Happy birthday.
It's already happened when this pod comes out.
Everybody
But
comment happy birthday, Jessie. I almost said my own name.
everybody comment happy birthday, Jazz. Take the attention away from me. We don't care about me. I've had too much control over this podcast already.
Well, it's
Everybody
called
comment happy birthday,
CINETWINS.
Jazz.
CINETWINS, same
Yeah.
birthday. No, we don't have the same
Well,
birthday.
and big brain, I'm a Gemini, and what symbol is that? The twins.
Look at that.
It all connects. It all connects. Um, but I chose three comedy films, and I was telling Jazz when I chose these, I didn't realize they were all comedy films. I thought I was really diverse in my taste, and I was like, oh, I've got this like kind of dark British film, like kind of a vintage watch. And then I've got this like movie about the Beatles, which she doesn't care about. And then I got a dumb comedy movie from like SNL Legends that I've been wanting to make Jazz watch, only to rewatch them all myself and be like, these are all comedy films.
It's
So
really funny because for the last couple weeks when we were watching these movies, I kept texting you like the similarities between these movies, and you were like, I didn't even notice. I gave you a fun fact.
no.
Whitnell and I produced by a Beatle, and you're like, huh?
I didn't know that. I was like, they're playing a Beatles song in With Nell and I. And you're like, yeah, George Harrison produced it. I'm only a year into Beatlemania. And admittedly, George is not my favorite. So,
R.I.P.
but
Um, when I watched A Hard Day's Night, I genuinely could not figure out which one was George, which one was Ringo. I only knew
yeah.
John and Paul.
Well, 'cause they also all have the same haircut at that
Yeah,
point. I
yeah.
mean, Ringo, he's got the big nose and the really sad downturn eyes.
Mm,
And then George is really skinny. That's how I kind of remember him. He's just very thin.
mm.
He's
I'm trying to
petite.
uh conjure up an image in my mind. I can only picture Ringo.
Is Ringo your favorite?
I don't know.
I feel like I had a question. I should have written it down for us to start the
Okay.
podcast with, but I don't remember. Maybe it was like a fact or I don't know. I'm not
Trivia
really good.
question. You love
Well,
trivia.
you had the fact about George producing with
But
Mel and
no,
I.
yeah. How do you pronounce that, by the way? I pronounce it as the two words, Whitnall, Whitnail, Whitnell and
I
I.
say with Nell and I.
I don't pronounce the H. I have an issue with THs.
Yeah, I was about to say you almost never pronounce the H after a T, so
My
that's
fa
not
my
surprising.
favorite number is tree.
I have a fun fact written down, but I don't think it's the fun fact that I wanted to share with you. So I'll get to it later, I guess.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, this is gonna bug me the entire episode. I had something that I was like, don't forget to tell. Oh, yes. Okay, I found it in my notes.
Okay.
Um, in With Nell and I, there's a line of dialogue,
Mm,
speaking of music, and It's when Marwood says even a stopped clock is gives the right time twice a day. That is the opening, or it plays at the opening to Ride's Cool Your Boots. Famously, Andy Bell of Ride, also an Oasis.
Wow.
It all connects.
And
It
Oasis,
only
a couple
kind of
decades
the thought.
after, no, it's not a couple decades. Yeah, in the plot, couple decades after.
Yeah. Inspired by the Beatles. It all
All
connects.
all roads lead back to the Beatles.
Yeah. And all those roads lead back to Oasis.
Yeah, it's a two-way street.
Yeah. What movie do we want to start off with? I mean, I guess we're talking about With Mel and I right now,
Yeah.
so.
Um, why did you choose it as part of the lineup?
Wait, did I think I really just wanted to rewatch it, and I was struggling to find the like time to do it, and I knew this would force me to rewatch it because I watched it for the first time last summer, I want to say. So it's not a long time favorite of mine. I guess none of these really are.
Tommy
Except
Boy's
maybe Tommy
pretty,
Boy.
yeah.
Yeah. But no, I just honestly I just wanted to rewatch it. And I'm really bad about rewatching things. Because when I do find the time to watch a movie, I'm like, well, I'd rather just watch something I haven't seen before so that I can like get it done with. The whole aspect of watching a movie. Um, and so when I was putting together this list, I was like, I just want to see it again. And I'm glad I chose it because I really liked it when I watched it the first time, but I don't think I appreciated it or like understood it enough. Um, and this time I was like, this is a genius movie. And it was just like it's so pretty. There's so many like great shots of them against like the scenery that are really nice, like their silhouettes and everything.
Yeah. I wouldn't really call it pretty. It's a bit
I think
drab.
it's pretty. I think there's some prettiness in the drab. There's
That's pretty
beauty in
poetic.
it.
That's poetic.
Yeah. Maybe I'm
Um,
used to it because it's like a scenery that I'm like kind of primed for, of like dreary weather and greenery. I don't know.
you're so depressing.
It's pretty. I like the rain.
I guess. But I did like the set dressing and everything. I have a fact. Fun fact.
Another
Um,
fact, this pod is
yeah.
full of facts.
Yeah, we're pretty smart this episode. Actually, I don't know if it's 100% true. I read it in passing from Criterion.com. So take that as you will. Um, but the director and the writer, what's his name again? Robinson?
Bruce Robinson. Yeah.
Bruce Robinson. He had written this screenplay based on the I don't know if it was published actually book that was based on his own life. And when he was doing the script, he was workshopping like the intro, and this one line was like describing the apartment, and he said, Dante once described hell as a room, an empty room with one chair in it. This room has several chairs in it. And I thought that was a pretty good line. Obviously, it didn't
Good.
make it into the final script because it wouldn't really make sense
Yeah.
like trying to build a visual out of it. But it's
Hmm.
cool. I like his writing a lot. I think it shows in the dialogue. It's very quick-witted. Um,
Hmm.
his like wordplay is incredible.
It's very funny. And I think a lot of that humor missed me the first time I watched it. I kind of knew it was funny more in situation, but
Mhm.
some of the dialogue I don't think I like would pick up on. Um, I didn't did I write anything down? Um,
It's very
no.
British specific, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, he also spoke about how his work would be difficult to translate because a lot of the
Hmm.
jokes it wouldn't work like in different languages because again the wordplay is
Hmm.
specifically British. So as non-British people, we might have missed some of the jokes.
Probably. Yeah, and like some of the period specific references or like location references and stuff.
Mhm.
They kept saying like we're not from London, but I just assumed that they were living in that area, but they kept repeating it over and over again to like tell people like, "Oh no, you can trust us. We're not from London," which
Yeah.
I don't fully I can get,
I can
but
only
you know,
I can only assume what they meant, but I don't know
yeah,
100%. They actually lived
exactly.
in
But
Camden Town, which I guess is in
that's where
London.
it's set.
Yeah.
Okay. Me not remembering anything about the movie I made us. That's I was when I was in London, I was staying near Camden. I was like probably not even a mile south of it, I would say. So I would like frequently walk through Camden, especially during the early pandemic days. And I was only allowed one walk a day. I would usually walk up on like the outskirts of Camden and around it, and I would stop and get a smoothie on my walk.
Ooh. How do they record
Uh,
your walks if you're only allowed one walk a day?
I
Do they
don't
have a
know. I
camera?
think they just like no. I think they just encourage you to only go out once. They
Mm,
it was very odd. Like, um, we went into lockdown about a week to two after most of America,
mm,
because a lot of my friends back home had already been in lockdown, and I was not. And then we had like a delay with masks. We weren't really masking yet. And then my mom had mailed some homemade masks to us. And they didn't really have like a lot of guidance, I guess. Like we would go to like the grocery store and be in a long line outside, but they didn't have like a lot of space between
mm.
us. It was very like we were just not really sure what was happening.
Yeah.
And then when we went into proper lockdown, they were like, okay, you can have your one government mental health mandated walk like a day. And sometimes like we would walk like 3 miles just to be out of the house for like multiple hours. Like we would just go on these incredibly long walks around like the area of London that we were in. And one time we did sit down for a moment in like a patch of grass because we'd walked probably like an hour and a half. And they had police officers on horses, and they're like, you can't sit down, like you have to keep moving because they didn't want any public gathering. But we're just like, we're just taking, like, there's nobody around us. We're just sitting down for like 5 minutes and then heading like back on our walk. So like usually I would go out for like an hour to two and just like walk around because I couldn't do anything else. And like I didn't want to just be holed up in the flat, you know?
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Circling back to Camden Town, I
Oh.
was there for about an hour and then I left
Yeah.
because you lived there around pandemic time. I was there last year, notably not pandemic, and
Yeah.
it was full, it was busy, it was overwhelming. I didn't like it.
Yeah. I loved Camden. For our readers, or not our readers, our listeners, um, brief context. I studied abroad in London right before the pandemic broke out. So I was in quarantine for like 3 months in England on my study abroad trip. Super fun. But I loved Camden. I would go there a lot. One of my favorite like tea shops was like in the basement of the Camden Market, like just behind a bunch of books. Um, no, I really enjoyed it. It's very punk, you know.
It
It's
is,
like,
yeah.
I think connected to it. Not for like because, I'm not a hardcore punk. It just felt like that scene was very grungy and familiar to like a lot of the places that I would hang out around Seattle and stuff. So,
Yeah. And you're like a music head basically, and Camden
mhm.
is like the birthplace of a lot of music.
Yeah, they had Amy Winehouse statues like everywhere,
Yeah.
because that's where she's from. So, yeah.
Lots of bands started there. I think
Mhm.
um Oasis didn't start there, but they were
No.
also, you
I
know,
was
very
gonna say famously Oasis did not start in
no,
Camden.
but they were like figureheads, and Coldplay also
Hmm.
started there, and a few other British bands.
Yeah. Coldplay
When I,
mentioned.
Shout out Coldplay. When I was there, they had because like I was in London for their Wembley residency, but when I was
Mhm.
in Camden Town specific, uh they had like a few jackets, jean jackets, like hand
Mhm.
painted with like Coldplay stuff on it. It was very cool, but it was too cringe to get.
I was gonna say, there's another neighborhood. I don't know if you went to Brick Lane. They have a ton of vintage shops. That's where I got my Smith's jacket. And it was like an old, like, military style jacket, like shirt that has the Smiths on the back with like a bunch of lyrics and stuff. And I did wear it when I went to see Morrissey, obviously. You know,
Naturally,
haunts
naturally.
him, haunts him this past. Um, but I forgot what I was gonna say. I'm really like not on top of my game right now. I'll get there. I'll get there. No, okay, the most important thing that we have to talk about for with Nell and I.
Mm.
Paul McGann, however you say his name.
Yeah, McGann, I think.
Yeah, literally the most beautiful man to ever be in a movie.
I have something to
It's
say about
crazy.
him.
Okay.
Um, do you like him because he looks like John Lennon?
No, I thought he was attractive before I was attracted to John
And
Lennon. Thank you
but
very much.
I think they're connected.
Yeah. I see that. When you ask the question, I could see that.
Because when the poster on Letterboxd doesn't really show his face, but when
Hmm.
I watched the movie, he was like in the first, the first thing you see, and I was like, that's
Yeah.
John Lennon.
Can you imagine? I only make you watch John Lennon movies. We watched yesterday, A Hard Day's Night, and How I Won the War, where John Lennon plays a soldier. I tried watching that. I had no subtitles and it was so incredibly British. I got like halfway through and I was like, I've not processed a single word that they've said.
I don't think
But
I didn't have subtitles for A Hard Day's Night, so I was a bit lost.
yeah, some of the dialogue and like also it's like older, it's a little bit fuzzy at certain
Mm.
points. And then there are some lines where like with their Liverpool accents too, like you
No,
can't really pick it
it's
up.
I can't figure it out.
There's like that one George line early on in the movie, where he says like a bunch of gibberish, and then Paul's like, "What does that mean?" And George
I
is
know
like,
that
"I just
scene.
like the sound of it."
Just sounds good in it.
Yeah. Um, but do you not
I kept
agree?
rewinding that scene because I was trying to figure out what he said.
It just sounds good, doesn't
Yeah.
it? I don't even remember. It was like a ton of just words thrown together. Since we're talking about Hard Day's Night, we're flip-flopping. Paul McCartney cannot act. The others, I think, did an okay job.
I thought he was pretty decent. I don't
Yeah,
know. Yeah, I think the weakest was probably Ringo.
really, that's kind of
Controversial
crazy.
take.
Well, my favorite letterbox review ever, I'll just say it because I can't think of another one I like more, is on the second Beatles movie, Help, where somebody was like, if you didn't know who the Beatles were and you only watched the movies, you would think Ringo is the main character.
I know that
Because
one. Yeah.
they always center around him. Like he's the plot driver. Like in
Well,
this, it's Ringo getting separated and Help, like Ringo gets kidnapped or something, and they have to like rescue him because he has like a cursed ring and he can't get it off his finger. I like watched it half asleep, so
of
but
course
they're
Ringo
always
would
gonna
have the
bring that.
cursed ring.
Of course. I just remember that movie, the Help movie. I have to revisit it, but like it just felt like if a Big Time Rush episode was really racist. It wasn't great. So.
not
The
where I
best,
thought the sentence would end.
yeah, the best Beatles movie that I would never make you watch for this review channel is The Magical Mystery Tour. That one's great.
Oh,
It's complete nonsense. Because Paul and John directed it and they were doing like a lot of LSD during that time of their lives.
like with making the
That's
album
great.
as well.
Yeah. I mean, that's why Sgt. Pepper and Magical Mystery Tour are their best albums. But like also there's no copy of it that I can find with subtitles and half the dialogue like I can't understand it because it's so overly British, but
Yeah,
also so fuzzy. And I think also when it came out, it's all in color. And that color is very important to the movie. But when it came out, they played it on TV in black and white. So then it just also visually doesn't look stylistic.
yeah.
But Paul really looks cute as the little wizard with the red nose. He's very cute in that scene. I
But
like
like
it.
you wouldn't have known he had a red nose if you watched it in black and white.
Yeah,
It's like watching Wizard of
exactly.
Oz in black and white, the whole movie.
Yeah, luckily they change into color halfway through.
Yeah, it's good. Saving grace, you know?
They invented color like 30 minutes into the movie, luckily.
Yeah, they invented color just for the Beatles. Um, I have to admit, I fell asleep in the last 20 minutes.
I figured.
Yeah, so I had a good time. I really liked the movie. Like before that, uh I kept forgetting that it was the Beatles, to be honest. It
Hmm.
was just like a bunch of lads having fun.
Yeah, and they're like 22 at this
They were
point.
22.
They're very young in this movie.
They didn't look 22.
What they looked haggard.
Yeah.
No, they do. Sometimes I see pictures of John when he's like 26, and I'm like, how does a 26-year-old look that busted? You know, like I'm like he's like attractive, but like dang, like can we get some moisturizer?
It's probably all the smoking.
Um, probably. Um, I will say, like, I don't blame you for falling asleep a little bit. I mean, you kind of waited till the last minute to watch this movie.
Yeah,
But
sorry.
uh, the part like right before they get reunited, it's kind of boring. Like when they get separated, I feel like that it kind of, at least when I was rewatching it, like it stretched on for an amount of time that it didn't need to stretch on for, you know?
Yeah, yeah. You don't
Yeah. Like,
really watch a Beatles movie just to see separate Beatles. You know, you want to see all four of
right?
them.
Yeah. Like, there were moments where I enjoyed Ringo, like, being off on his own. I thought, like, when he was walking around, that was kind of fun, and he didn't know, like, what to do. But then I think it was after that, and then before. Like with the grandpa being arrested and stuff, I'm like, I don't really care. Like, let's get the Beatles back together.
I didn't really care for the grandpa.
No, but he's,
Yeah.
he's clean at least.
He's very clean, isn't he?
Yeah. I didn't care for the grandpa bit. I thought it was funny they named him John McCartney.
Yeah.
Out of everything when they revealed him. I wrote in my notes they named Paul's grandpa John McCartney in all caps with three question marks.
I
But
like
so
the manager. It's fun.
manager. Who
Uh,
was the man?
what's his
Did I watch
name?
this man?
It's the short guy, the one that like
Oh yeah.
he's like stop being tall.
Yeah, that was a funny little dynamic. I also love that John was just like psychologically terrorizing him. I thought
Yeah.
that was a really good bit of that, like out of all the Beatles, he's just like, John just is gonna do me in one day.
He's the Alvin. from Alvin and the Chipmunks
He's the
of the
Alvin.
Beatles.
Wait, okay, so then the short one is Dave, the human from Alvin and the Chipmunks.
Yep.
Ringo, who would Ringo? Ringo's a chipette. But like
He's all the
not in the
Chipettes.
way, yeah, but not in the way that the chipettes were used as love interest. I think he's just get the chipette,
Mm,
because he's gonna be the main character somehow.
yeah.
And then George is Theodore and Paul is Simon then. I really analyzed the Beatles as Alvin and the Chipmunks.
I'm trying really hard to remember their names. I don't know why
Simon is the one
I
with
blank no, hang
glasses.
on. I blanked out because I was thinking, is there a Paul in the Beatles? McCartney.
Famously, there's a Paul in the Beatles. He's like kind of the most well-known Beatle at this point.
They have such basic names, except for Ringo. No wonder people think Ringo's the main character.
Yeah. Well, and his name is a nickname, or like a stage name, because it's Richard Starkey. And now it goes by Ringo Starr with two R's.
Like Patrick Star.
Yeah. Like Patrick Starr. I felt bad because I saw Paul McCartney in concert in November, and around the same time Ringo came, maybe he was before Paul's concert, and he also was playing in Chicago. And I was like, I'm good. Like I'm fine not seeing Ringo, you know?
Respectfully, what does he do? He's a
Yeah.
drummer. I don't know.
Well, I know he has his own music and, Peace and Love. He's got the Marty Supreme jacket.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's a fun, like concert. I don't know any Ringo songs. And like Paul's set list for this tour that he did was mostly Beatles songs.
Mm,
Like he
yeah.
did a few solo songs and then he did a few Wings songs, but mostly it was the Beatles. So I was like, well, that's even more special that I can see him performing Beatles songs.
He's a Beatles tribute show.
Yeah, I mean Ringo has a few Beatles songs. He could do Yellow Submarine, Octopus's Garden,
Shout out
and actually,
Oasis.
shout out Oasis, which I have seen Octopus's Garden live, thanks to them, so I don't need to see Ringo anymore.
No.
Um, and there's one Ringo song I like, Act Naturally, which I think was on the Help album, and that one's really cute.
Oh,
They're gonna put me in the movie,
that's so
and all
cute.
I have to do is act naturally. But that one's a good Ringo song. But
Oh,
yeah,
probably inspired by all the movies that they made.
yeah. And at that point, they'd only made two. So,
You know, I'm
whoa,
pretty
sorry.
surprised. What happened? Did you not nearly
My
fall?
chair, my chair snapped. I thought it was falling.
I'm pretty surprised at how many Beatles movies there are. They're not just a
There's
band, they're like an acting troupe.
Yeah, there's four like true Beatles movies, and then there's Let It Be, which turned into Get Back, the 8 hour the 8 hour documentary. So I haven't seen the Let It Be original footage because basically the footage from Get Back was all the unedited footage that was made into Let It Be. So they just summed it down into like an hour and a half or something. And then who was it? George, Lord of the Rings, what's his name? Who makes
Uh
Lord of the Rings? Not the
oh,
author, obviously.
Tolkien? No, he wrote it. Tolkien is, I don't know,
What is
whatever. George
well,
Martin?
whoever makes
Probably George Martin.
probably. I think yeah,
I always
he
mix him up for the Game of Thrones guy because they're very
who's Game of
similar.
Thrones? R.R. Martin?
Yeah,
Was that Game of Thrones?
yeah, I think so.
I was
I
gonna say James Cameron, but that's
no.
not right. I know it's not James Cameron. But anyway, they expanded all the footage and they like made it
I have the answer.
Yes.
Peter Jackson,
Peter Jackson. Thank you. Who's George Martin?
the writer. No,
Okay.
that's not true. Sorry. Tolkien
I think
is the Lord of
George.
the Rings writer. I think George Martin is Game of Thrones.
Okay. Sure. But anyway, Peter Jackson. I was about to say James Cameron again. He made the Get Back documentary, which I also watched last summer during Beatlemania. Um, but I watched that one while listening to other albums because I had already gone through all the Beatles movies. Um, and that was like, you can only watch so much of Get Back in one sitting. I would watch like 30 minutes to an hour at a time. And then I'd be like, okay, they're sitting around in the same room, wearing the same clothes, and they're working on the same song for 45 minutes. Like, I gotta take a break at a certain point. Like, I can only listen to them try to get the opening chords to Get Back like so many times at this point. But it's a feat. It's really good. But so they have four actual movies, which are, and one of them's animated, and they don't actually voice act in it. They have other people play them. But they made like
Interesting.
original songs for it, which was Yellow Submarine. And the art style for that is actually really cute because it reminds me of a cartoon I watched in German classes when I was a kid. So
Aw.
I have another fun thing
Mhm.
with getting into Beatlemania. The opening shot of Hard Day's Night, where they're running from the crowd,
Yeah.
that is what Big Time Rush shot for shot remakes in their opening pilot of the TV show. Except Big Time Rush was actually modeled after the Monkees and the Monkees TV show because the TV show was made for selling music. So the Monkees were created for the TV show because the Monkees were the answer to Beatlemania in America. They wanted an American band. So they came up with the Monkees. So Big Time Rush is a copy of the Monkees, but in the Big Time Rush movie, which is very stylistically like a Beatles movie, they only cover Beatles songs, which is so bizarre
They
that they
didn't
did
want to
that.
get they didn't want to get too meta with doing monkeys. So they
Yeah, and
skip it
also
all and go back to Beatles.
like peace and love to my friends who are really into the Monkees. Who listens to the Monkees?
I don't
Like
know a single song.
I know like two, but like the Big Time Rush movie, if they did Monkees songs, like kids, kids have a little bit of an understanding of the Beatles, I think. Like I knew Beatles
Yeah.
songs as a kid. So like that is at least recognizable. Like would listen to A Hard Day's Night as a kid. Like when I was rewatching the movie, I had memories of like listening to it as a child. Um, but like who's listening to the Monkees?
No, and also like it appeals to the parents, I guess, because parents can
Mhm.
point and be like, "This band, the Beatles, were from my generation. You don't
Yeah,
know
but
real music."
and like Big Time Rush sounded really good covering the Beatles. There's actually their version of Can't Buy Me Love and Revolution, I think are better than the Beatles.
When Can't Buy Me Love was playing in the movie, I remembered the Big Time Rush version, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Damn, low key, Big Time Rush
It's
outsold."
they ate that no crumbs left. They knew that they had to deliver the best vocals of their life to cover
Yeah,
the Beatles, and they did. They showed up.
yeah.
But it's so funny thinking about getting in when I got into the Beatles because it really was just their Big Time Rush. And it's like it's not like some highbrow like, oh, the Beatles are the most revolutionary artists of all time. They're so important. I have to respect the Beatles. Like, no, I was watching Big Time Rush and I watched the movie, which I don't think I had ever seen before. And I was like, why are they covering the Beatles? And then I was like, you know what? It's actually feminist for me to get into the Beatles and pay homage to fangirls who get like ignored and not included in Beatle history. So I'm taking back the Beatles and reclaiming them as a boy band.
Reclaiming Beatles in the name of feminism.
I honestly, it was a feminist act to get into the Beatles. Because I wanted to approach it like those 12-year-old girls because like, and I say this in my review, like watching Hard Day's Night is essentially the equivalent of what they had at the time in the 1960s of going on YouTube and watching One Direction funny moments. Like that's how I
Exactly.
got into One Direction.
It really felt like it. Like there was this one sequence when they escaped the studio and they were just playing around in this big field and being silly. And
Yeah,
I thought of that, just like, funny moments. Your
yeah.
own
And like so
compilation.
right? And like so much of the dialogue is so nonsensical and like there's
Yeah.
not a lot of connection between scenes. And it's just like when I got into One Direction, I liked the music, but the personality that like
Mm,
I fell for of the band was like watching them be stupid. And like that's how I got to know their personalities. And like I liked the music that I was listening to with like the Beatlemania journey. And then I watched the movie and I was like, this is who sings this song. Like it was the second Beatles movie where I could finally start to tell John and Paul's voices apart. And then as I pointed out, when John is like in the bathtub, like fully clothed, speaking German, and then just like disappears and then reappears, that made me a John girl. It was that scene where I was like, wow, John is like so fun and cute.
It's so silly, it's so goofy.
This is a silly little guy, splashing around in the tub.
I like his little quips. I liked when they were sorting through fan mail and then he like took one for Ringo and he's like, this will keep you busy.
Yeah. He's, I think, the most naturally funny on camera. I'm
Yeah,
like biased, because like I'm a John girl, but I think his humor translates well into like being a person on screen,
yeah.
where Paul's for me feels the most effort, you
Mm,
know,
mm.
to come across well. Where John is just like he's just funny. He's a
Yeah.
funny guy.
I can give my unbiased opinion. Here's my unbiased ranking of like the best acting and comedic chops of the Beatles. Number
Okay.
one is John, like clearly. And number
Yeah.
two, probably George. I think he's quite funny.
Okay.
I don't
Yeah,
have
George
any
was
like
funny.
highlight moments, but he's pretty funny. He entertained me. Um, the number three, I'm gonna give him a tie with Paul and Ringo. Yeah, I found Paul pretty funny, but Ringo's also pretty funny. I don't think neither of them are worse than one another.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think George, as somebody who's like not the biggest George fan,
Mm.
just because like if you wanted more songs on on the albums, write better music. Every song I dislike of the Beatles, I go look and it's always George who wrote. Except for like something and While My Guitar Gently Weeps, which they played in with Nell and I. But George, I really liked his scene with the trendsetters and how rude
Yeah,
he was. That was a
I
really good scene.
I thought that was Ringo. I couldn't tell them apart.
That's George.
Wait, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Um, since you got into the Beatles because of Big Time Rush, who is who? Which Big
Oh,
Time Rush
easy.
is a Beatle?
Okay, easy. Carlos is Ringo. Um,
Yeah,
Logan is
naturally.
George. Yeah.
Yeah.
James is John, and Kendall is Paul.
Wow. Beautiful. Explain the last two.
Okay, so James, I'm gonna talk about them in their TV and real life personalities a little bit.
Okay.
Um, but mostly TV because their real life personality is
Nah, we don't have to
iffy.
touch that.
So James he's very likable and he's funny, but I think if we were to take, let's think of the Big Time Rush as maybe being treated more seriously within their universe or something, James would probably get the band into the most amount of trouble or like canceled. And I think people would gravitate to hanging on to a lot of what James would say, the way that they gravitate to hanging on what John would say. But Kendall, like Paul, is actually way more obstinate and like the leader and hot-headed of the group. It's just that there's a certain boyish charm to Kendall and Paul that lets them get away with it. So I think
Yeah.
James would take a lot of the heat because like he's vain and arrogant, but Kendall's true more of like the troublemaker of the band, if you think about it.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember the episodes. Yeah. I wouldn't have called Paul a hot-headed guy. He doesn't seem like it. He seems so
Well,
chill.
you haven't watched Get Back.
Yeah, I don't know anything about him.
Paul's a control freak because we're birthday twins. Me and Paul McCartney.
We were talking about the symbol for Gemini as a twin. It's actually it's not you and me, it's you and Paul.
It's me and Paul McCartney. When I went to my birthday dinner last year, the waiter he saw my ID and he's like, "Do you know who else's birthday it is?" I was like, "Yeah, it's Paul McCartney." Okay, don't quiz me. And he's like, "Oh, did you like always know that?" Or like, because I think I said like, "Oh, I've recently really gotten into the Beatles," and I was like, "I've always known that me and Paul have the same birthday." So
I was born knowing. I was actually
yeah.
born on purpose. I was born on this day on purpose.
Yeah, I was late. I delayed my birth by 9 days just so I could match with Paul McCartney. Um,
And fun
but
fact, I was early. But even though my birthday was
oh,
planned because I have a cool sequence of numbers for my birthday, but yeah, I was still pretty early. I don't know how, but yeah.
if we somehow were the same baby, we would be right on time. We would even
Yeah,
out.
true.
But yeah, those are the big time rush as Beatles. I've had that ready to go
Of
for
course.
ages.
You've thought about it and you
But
told me many times, but
yeah,
I don't know.
I
I couldn't
will.
remember.
I will say the only what place, well, I can't speak. The only place that doesn't like truly match is that if we're thinking talent and like contribution to the band, then James and Kendall would be switched, where Kendall would be John and James would be Paul.
Yeah.
Because let's be honest, John's the far better artist.
I was about to say Kendall's a better artist.
Yeah, like I don't really love James like when he's singing verses like solo, but he's a really great harmonizer.
Mm.
And I like Paul's songs plenty fine. Paul written songs are sometimes he's more goofy as a musician sometimes. He's willing to be like silly. I think John has a more innate sense of writing and talent, where maybe Paul is very skilled as a musician, but I think John is more intuitive as an artist.
You're telling
I
me
mean,
if you put Imagine and Temporary Secretary in one room,
temporary secretary. I like the song,
those are the
but
only two songs from them that I know.
so you didn't listen to the song, so it's not you.
Oh yeah, I forgot to do that. No,
Caught on camera.
the thing is, when you want to show me music like in bulk, you have to make me a playlist so
Well,
that I have it in one place.
I was gonna send my John and Paul playlist, but I'm not done listening to all their music. So it felt incomplete and I didn't want to send it.
Premature, premature baby.
Yeah. But, not to pit John and Paul against each other because they are, they're
One organism.
collaborators. Yeah, they're one person. Um, like no Paul McCartney song has ever made me cry. I'll just say that.
Okay. Not even silly
But
little love songs? I don't know.
no, definitely not silly. Well, that was I think a dig back at John because they were feuding. They didn't speak for like 7 years, and then they finally started making up right before John got murdered.
Oh,
There's a really great movie about the theoretical conversations they could have had.
oh, I know
Um,
that.
yeah, Two of Us, but directed by Michael Lindsay Hogg, who also directed the Let It Be film and that original footage that ended up being Get Back, about what would happen, between John and
Yeah.
Paul.
Woulda, coulda, shoulda,
Um,
you
yeah, but what was I gonna say? What was I talking about?
know?
They were
Um,
not talking for
yeah.
like a few years. And they got into song feuds because Paul put out an album and he had the song Too Many People that John thought was a dig at him. So John put out this song on his next album, I think it was Imagine, called How Do You Sleep? That is so direct against Paul. Like Paul's strength as a songwriter is he's vague, like it could have been about John. It could have also very easily not been about John.
Yeah.
And John straight up is like basically dropping or like name dropping Paul in his song and be like, your music sucks. The only good thing you ever wrote was Yesterday. So they got into a little bit of a feud.
Let me relate this back to contemporary pop culture. So John and
Please do.
Paul's beef is kind of similar to Kendrick and Drake, I think, based on what
What?
I know.
I don't I don't know enough about Drake and Kendrick's beef, I guess,
Here's
to
here's what I know.
argue.
Here's what I know. I don't know completely. I only like absorb bits and pieces based on my timeline and like the songs I know. So it started with Drake. He like took some shots at like a bunch of rappers. I don't know if he like name dropped any, but he put enough references for um the rappers to like to be like, this is about me, screw you.
Yeah.
Um there were Kendrick responded and another rapper responded as well, but he quickly like pulled out. He dropped the song and then he took it back. So he knew like I don't have enough talent to like keep up with this beef. But Kendrick went all in and he name dropped people and he like named Drake in the song. Uh and called him a pedophile.
Certified lover boy, certified pedophile.
Yeah, A minor and all that. So in this situation, Kendrick is John, I guess.
Well, I don't like comparing Paul McCartney to Drake.
We don't have to in this situation only.
Right.
Just saying. Just saying.
I when you said to relate to pop culture and we were talking about the John and Paul no talking period.
I also thought
Not
of that one show.
I just really assumed you were going to relate it to another artist that we always mention.
Well,
But Kendrick and Drake really caught me off guard.
I like referencing things that I assume you don't really know well.
And I can't argue against it because I also don't really know much
Yeah.
about the situation.
Last episode, it was Bad Bunny, and this
Bad
episode,
Bunny.
Bad Bunny, Canada.
My mom, whenever she calls me, I don't know why she's obsessed with bringing up Bad Bunny, because she like never talks about him at all, but she just goes like Bad Bunny, and then doesn't elaborate what anything has to do with him.
I love that.
And
I
like,
love Bad Bunny.
Like she doesn't really listen to his music. I don't think she knew who he was until the Super Bowl. She just goes like that, Bonnie.
You should
And
listen
then
to Monaco.
we just repeat it back and forth to each other. We just go Bad Bunny.
I love Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny.
Shut up, Bad Bunny.
Shout out Bad Bunny. He was in
End of the
Monaco.
pod.
Anyways,
Stop talking about F1. Because you know what's more important than F1?
Tommy
SNL.
Boy. Yeah.
Tommy Boy. Easily the best movie that we watched in the lineup.
It's my favorite. I loved it.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
my favorite too.
partly because we watched it together and I like watching things together.
Yeah. I know we haven't watched things together in so long because we film obviously this now, and that's kind of replaced our like Zoom
Our
calls
monthly
and
sessions.
yeah, but it was really fun watching it together. It's such a great movie. It's just like so perfect. And I will say, not to get sentimental and mushy and gushy,
Ah,
gross on the pod, and you'll have recording of this. Your review straight up almost made me cry. It was so
almost.
sweet. Yeah, I was at work.
Aw.
I wasn't gonna cry in my office. But like, maybe if I hadn't been at work, but I was, so we'll never
Aw.
know.
Dang it. The next one, I'm gonna make it cry.
The next one, okay. But it was very sweet. And we talked about it a little bit of like you when you are you. What a stupid start a sentence.
When
When
you are
you
you.
because I'm like, saying you, but I don't mean you, pointing at you, Jazz. But
Yeah.
like when we think of ourselves, I think it's hard to be objective because obviously we spend every single day and every single second of our day with ourselves. So I really liked you saying that if you had to describe me in a movie, that it would be Tommy Boy. Because like now that I think of it, I'm like, well, oh, that makes perfect sense. But I would have never like thought that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it is quintessentially you. Yeah.
No, it
It it
really has.
it's like everything you love in the movie. So like it's like, Powerpuff Girls, Sugar, Spice, everything nice. That's the
Mhm.
movie. We've got David Spade, we've got comedy, we've got we've got friendship. Yeah, it's a Jessie movie.
Yeah. Well, and when I was putting together this list, not only did I realize or not realize that they were all comedy films, I didn't realize until I was putting together the draft of the review this month that they're all about friends. They're all about friendship.
Yeah.
That was another unintentional, like, common thread. Because there's two other movies that I was floating around. Like choosing. And they also, in retrospect, were comedy movies about friendship.
Aw.
I was gonna have us watch Matt Johnson's The Dirties,
Mm.
which is a masterpiece. But unfortunately, everybody's really being annoying about Nirvana, the band, the show, and the movie. So I didn't want to watch it and
Yeah.
talk about Matt. I was like, I love Matt Johnson's work. I don't care about Nirvana, the band, the show. So I was gonna have us do the Dirties. And then the other one, which was similar to With Mel and I, where I kind of just wanted to rewatch it, was Swingers with Vince Vaughn.
I think I've
Which,
heard of it.
yeah, it's just guys being dudes. My other favorite genre of
You
movie.
love
And
that.
they're so, I love when guys are just dudes, you know?
Yeah.
Um,
Even better
and
when
then
they're just a bunch of lads.
when they're lads and they're just ladding out, you know. But in Swingers, it's very much like guys having each other's back and
Mm.
then they're like trying to date. It's all about like trying to just date people. And
Are the
I like
guys
the
dating each other?
No, they're trying to date
Oh.
women. It's not a perfect movie. But Vince Vaughn is really great in it. And it's where the line, you're so money and you don't even know it comes from. Judging
Okay.
by your lack of response, you've never heard.
Never heard of that.
Just face blank. If only you guys could see Jazz's face. Woof. No recognition.
You're so money, you're Gucci.
You're so money, you're Gucci. But Tommy Boy is a perfect movie, I think,
It is.
actually.
It's very perfect. It's perfect for you. It's perfect for you and me as well. I didn't know
Yeah.
anything about the plot. So when they started talking about like cars, I was like, whoa,
And I completely
cars.
forgot because, like, nobody, like, the plot is
It doesn't
not
matter
important.
really.
Yeah. And, like, pun intended, the plot's a vehicle for humor,
It is.
So it, like, doesn't matter what they're selling. Because, they made a sequel. Well, not really a sequel, but another Spade Farley movie not very long after Tommy Boy, because Tommy Boy was such a huge success that they greenlit a movie with no script. They were just like, make another movie with
Blank
these two.
check. Yeah.
Yeah, and they made the script in like a week. And there was like some trouble because I don't really remember quite what it was, but there was a lot of issues, I think, with maybe Farley specifically, because he had like substance abuse issues and stuff. And they had already like put a lot of money into this movie. And then the director of Black Sheep had made Wayne's World, Penelope Spheres, who to this day is still the highest grossing female director of a comedy film like ever.
Wow.
Um, I so she was set to make the movie for Black Sheep, but she didn't like David Spade, and she would cut down his scenes deliberately so that she would
Oh.
have less of him in the movie. And the plot is very similar to Tommy Boy of like Farley is causing some hijinks, he's like a politician's son or something, and he has to like get a certain amount of like votes. I don't know.
So
Just
it's
like trying
like
to,
the same plot as Tommy
yeah,
Boy,
or
but
maybe
like
it's like like
it's
his
an
brother's
alternate
a
universe.
politician or something. But it just doesn't work as well because Spade and Farley are like not together hardly
Mm.
in the movie. And so they can't play off each other. And part of the magic of Tommy Boy is how much they play off each other. There's like they have
Yeah.
that chemistry.
So it's
So
like Tommy Boy and Hard Day's Night are similar in that like it's way better when the whole cast is together, you know?
yeah, absolutely. And like Spade and Farley, I'm gonna get emotional.
Oh,
They were best friends. Like I used to listen a lot to Spade and Dana Carvey's podcast, which is if you thought we were bad at keeping on topic, oh my God. They're the worst interviewers on the planet. Most of the time, people come on the show and then just ask them questions, and they never ask the people that they're interviewing questions. Because everybody's like, oh my God, I love Tommy Boy, or oh my God, like Dana Carvey, the church lady, like inspired me to get into comedy. So they're just like huge fanboys of them. But they had two episodes dedicated to Chris Farley and remembering him. And they had a bunch of like people come on and talk about him. They had like his brother, they had like Adam Sandler. And there's a part, and I think about this all the time, where David Spade is like talking about how people come up to him and talk about like how much they love Tommy Boy and they'll say like how much it means to them. And he like really appreciates hearing that and like hearing how like Chris is like still alive and like legacy through that. But he was talking about, like obviously they were best friends and stuff. And he said, there's not a day that goes by where I don't think of him. And if I don't think of him, then somebody mentions Tommy Boy. Or if somebody doesn't mention the movie, then I hear a song that he loves on the radio, and that like makes me think of him. And I was like sitting at work, like I was like, I'm not gonna cry over this old man, but I was like, this is
That
the
is
most
so sweet.
thing ever.
Oh my gosh. That's like that's beyond pure friendship. That's like real true love.
Yeah,
I'm getting emotional as
honestly.
well.
Yeah, and
Oh,
like he has like clothes of like Chris Farley's. I think he has like the jacket from Tommy Boy. Like somebody had found it and like brought it to him and stuff for him to have. It's just yeah, it's very tragic. But seeing them in a movie together, it's like lightning in a bottle. Like it's so perfect how they just work off
yeah.
each other like so well.
Magical. Magical.
Yeah.
That's so
I mean,
sweet.
it just wouldn't work with anybody else, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, they're kind of John and Paul in that way.
They're John and Paul
Comedy.
coding. Yeah, but that actually I remember the question that I had for you
Oh
all the
yeah.
way at the beginning. You had started off your review and said that you've caught a glimpse of the CINETWINS future and it looks bright. I have to
In
ask,
reference to Whitnall and I, yes.
yes, in reference to with Ellen, I should have said that. I have to ask, who's who? And I'm very scared of the answer.
It's very clear.
You say that, and I'm
It's so
very worried about
obvious.
I'm very concerned because we have a track record where I'm always the bad one in the duo.
Oh my,
And
what
I'm
does that
worried.
say about you?
I'm worried which who's who, Jazz? Out of with Nell and I, who's with Nell, who's I.
Are you ready? Are you prepared? Do you want to know the
No,
answer?
I don't, but I have to.
Well, it's very obvious. You are Whitnall, and I'm
Stop
I.
that. I was worried that would be the case. We're actually going to end this episode right here. I have to go cry off camera.
It's supposed to be your
I,
birthday episode.
yeah, I don't like
You
this because
you brought down Chris.
I knew that was going to be the outcome. Um, pray tell, why am I with Nell?
I'll tell you why I'm I. Because he's like very neurotic, he's very anxious. He worries about everything.
Mhm. Yeah.
So I worry about everything. I spent the last week stressing out.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, you're welcome. I turned this around.
Yeah, but
Do you agree? Do you agree?
well, I don't love that the whole movie honestly is a way like Marwood is trying to get away from Withnail and
Is
like
he?
separate from him. Like kind of.
I thought it was
They're
like only like towards the end when like they get the call back to London. I thought that was when
yeah.
they had to accept that they had to be separated. But I thought the point
Yeah.
of the movie was to get away from their horrendous flat and just
Hmm.
have a
And
break.
they're, yeah, their miserable lives. Um, he starts the pub bit of hey, I think he starts with saying like that he doesn't like with Nell or something, and then he goes back and he has to like protect him from the sink, which I thought
Oh
was
yeah.
really funny.
I
That he's
loved
like,
it.
yeah, he's like, you never do the dishes, and now we have something growing, and then with Nell's like, okay, well, I'll get rid of it, and Marwood is like, no, no, it's dangerous. Like you can't do that by yourself. Like they are so codependent.
It's dangerous. Take this. It's like a glove.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So I'm with Nell.
I never saw the movie as like Marwood trying to get rid of or trying to separate from Whitnall. Is I think he
Yeah.
just wanted to he wanted them to have better circumstances.
Yeah, that's fair. He's very aggravated with him sometimes, which is
Naturally.
fair.
I mean, look at
Yeah.
it.
Don't agree with that too easily, okay? I'm treading on ice, you know. But I luckily I don't have an uncle that I would stick on you. So
Because you know
there's
that.
that.
No, I won't. I'm not gonna say. Too bad. Oh, you don't have an uncle with like a country
With a
house?
nice cabin. No.
Oh,
I
not even a townhouse?
no. One of my uncles lives on a farm.
Is it cute?
No.
Dang.
So- but you can see the mountains. It's in Alaska, you know.
I can see the mountains when I look out my window.
Okay, I tried. So I tried. I really did. I liked, I had a really stupid note of Monty, the uncle, has a turnip brooch on his
Oh,
jacket. And I said, Mike Feist Met Gala reference question mark with the giant turnip that he wore.
I remember that. Oh my gosh.
Do you think
Yeah.
that was a reference to this movie?
I thought you were gonna say, do you think it's a reference to Mike Feist in the future?
Yeah.
Yeah, to both. Yes.
Yes to both. It's both
Mhm.
simultaneously a reference to the future and Mike
Yep.
Weiss is referencing the film.
Yeah.
And that was for camp, was it not? That was the theme.
Mm, I think so. Yeah. Yeah, I think
And
so.
yeah, Josh O'Connor had like the curled
Coattails?
tail hotels. Thank you.
Yeah, I think so.
Was that?
Um, yeah. I want to say that Mike Feist's turnip is referencing a lot of things. The movie and like Josh O'Connor's little hobbies, his cute little hobbies.
Oh.
And maybe, I don't know, I'm predicting. And also East of Eden, maybe, because Mike Feist is playing the brother with the farm. I don't remember his name. Sorry.
Was he signed up for East of Eden
I
by the
think
time that he
so.
was in the gala though?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, because
I still don't
they started
believe.
filming shortly after. I think within the same year at least.
Okay. Now, I have another follow-up question. Has there been a trailer for East of Eden that shows Mike Feist in it?
Yes. Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
there's a teaser trailer.
Okay. And
He's
he's
in
in
it,
it.
but he's not well lit in it.
Okay. As long as he's actually there, because I was gonna say, if he's not in the trailer, I don't fully believe that he's in
I mean, there are
it.
photographs. Like they released a photograph of the main
He
family.
he
He's
could
in
have
it.
left. Knowing him, he could have left.
I think if the character, left, that would have saved them a lot of problems.
Yeah. I still gotta read the book, but I'm not reading books by men this year. I think I made reference to that before, but
Yeah.
I like my taste. So
Yeah, you don't have to read male literature. Just watch male cinema.
yeah, I can only do so much for women, you
We're
know.
not perfect feminists, okay?
Yeah. I mostly listen to male musicians. It's fine. I read a lot of books, so
As long as
there's
you know, still list you prioritize women's thoughts in writing.
yes,
Because you also read a
exactly.
lot of theory. See? I'm
Hmm.
saving
And
your ass.
that's primarily written by women. Really, the only time that I ever use male authors is if it's just a source that I know will be like topic beneficial wise if I'm like writing a paper, you know.
Yeah. Otherwise,
Otherwise,
forget it.
yeah, if it's a book, then it's written by a woman.
Mhm.
Um, and I've really learned a lot now that I know that women have functional brains. It's really opened my eyes.
When did
But
you find out that women
they
had
can
functional
produce
brains?
thoughts. Probably
Within
last
the
year.
last 6 months?
Yeah, around last year, same time I got into the Beatles, I was like, whoa, women are capable of having thoughts. Does anybody else realize that? I'm kidding, folks, I'm kidding. Um,
But on a serious note, women do run the world in terms of like pop culture. We are the
yeah.
trendsetters, we are the taste makers.
Well, yeah, absolutely. And that's why I was like, I have to reclaim the Beatles as a feminist. Like,
Yeah.
because I didn't like them because of men and men talking about the Beatles, where they're like, oh, the Beatles are the most important band ever. They're so great. Like, women don't understand the
Name five
genius
Beatles
of,
songs.
yeah, like, name a Beatles song that isn't Here Comes the Sun, idiot. And I was just like so sick of hearing men praise the Beatles. And I was like, they can't be that good. Like they're fine. They can't be that good. And I liked songs of theirs growing up, like my dad was into the Beatles and stuff. Um, but yeah, I was like, I have to remember the Beatles were a boy band and teen girls made them popular. And it was
Yeah.
only after, like, honestly, four albums that men started, like, being like adult men were like, oh, the Beatles are actually good. And it was only after they stopped touring and made studio albums and they weren't touring as a band anymore. Because at
Mhm.
the tours were all like young folks.
Yeah. All the teenage girls.
Yeah.
I have something very controversial to say. I don't think it's that
Okay.
controversial. When you think about like concerts, the audience is they tend to be women, I think. From what I've
Oh,
noticed, what
absolutely.
I've gathered, like women are the ones going to the shows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most Yeah, I would say most concerts that I go to are primarily women.
Yeah, even like the very like masculine artists that I can think of, they're mostly
Hmm.
women. Like The Weeknd is women.
Yeah.
Oasis is at least half men and women. That's where we
I
find
saw,
gender equilibrium.
yeah, I saw a lot of women at Oasis. Um, I would say that where I was at in the VIP pit was mostly men. In like their 40s and 50s probably. And I think, you know what, that's fair because like they probably were fans of Oasis back in the
But
day.
but who helped them get the tickets? Their daughters.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Probably. It
Most
was also
likely. I mean,
cute.
it's
There was
like
like,
Ticketmaster. Who are the like
yeah,
who's really good at Ticketmaster? Women.
that's true. Yeah. It was really cute though. There was a lot of like dads with like their 12-year-old sons.
Oh,
And like their kids were there in the pit with them, which I thought was like what a great experience that this kid is having. And the kids were like really into it. Like they knew the
oh,
music too. And they would like kind of put them on the shoulders and stuff so that they could
oh,
see over like other people. That was really sweet.
that's sweet.
And like
Oh,
there was a couple in front of me, and the guy, like he and his wife, like they were decked out in Oasis gear, and he
oh,
would like hold her during certain songs and like sing them to her, and that
that's
was
sweet.
really cute.
Oh, I went to a Coldplay concert last year, and during Clocks of all songs, the couple in front of me, they were like dancing, and like the guy was twirling her, and like he was singing because like the bridge of that song is uh Nothing Else Compares. So he
Oh,
kept singing that to her. It's so sweet. I think I
yeah.
filmed them accidentally.
Oh, that's really cute though.
Yeah,
But yeah, I think most concerts I go to are, yeah, they tend to be mostly women. Because I think um men are much more casual about their
interest. Yeah,
like
yeah.
yeah, unless it's like sports, which is the only time that we don't make fun of people for exhibiting fangirl behavior.
Unless it's
Um
women. So
Oh yeah,
of
because like
course.
God forbid, Taylor Swift wear a t-shirt with a pun to a Knicks game and
It's a
celebrate.
cute t-shirt.
Yeah, I love the color. It's my
Yeah,
favorite color to wear.
yeah. Also, who doesn't
But
love, Stevie Nicks, Nicole Kidman?
yeah, I know. And they're like, they're not even from New York. That's not the point.
Do you not understand puns? Come on.
Just straight up misogyny and be like, can women enjoy things? Apparently
Yeah.
not. That's just not true.
No,
We
not
can't.
allowed. No, no fun allowed.
Yeah, so dumb. But yeah, I think men are just like more casual about that kind of stuff. But they're always the ones that go to the shows in concert merch for the artist, which I think is really funny. Because
I
I
heard,
try not to do that.
yeah, I heard there's like a unspoken rule. You're not supposed to wear the artist's merch. I never understood that.
Yeah, I think the only time I would um next time, when we see Oasis together, I will wear Oasis merch probably to that because like that'll be a vibe.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we gotta go all out. I think I'm seeing Joe again,
Ijo.
in a bit. The Joe. And I might wear one of his t-shirts, or I might wear a Post Animal t-shirt. So it's sort of adjacent to his music, because obviously
Still
he was in
within the
Post Animal.
universe.
Yeah. But when I see Gorillas, I'm gonna wear a Blur shirt.
No, it'd be even better if you wear like a Graham Coxon shirt.
Just grim. Well, with how my hair falls, usually you can only see grim on my shirt. So, um, but yeah, men always wear like the concert merch to the concert. Actually, the one time I remember an audience being primarily men was when I saw Father John Misty. There was a
What?
lot of men in that crowd.
Not
I
what I expected at all.
And when I saw women, they were like there with their like husbands, and the husbands are like big fans. I
Oh,
still saw a lot of like young women, but there was a lot of guys in that crowd.
I can't imagine what is it about Father John Misty that has more men into him.
Fleet Foxes. I think
I
the Fleet
I don't know.
Foxes to FJM Pipeline, that's got men written all over it, I guess.
I don't know.
Um,
I assume Fleet Foxes was more like Tumblr people.
yeah, it was probably a little bit before the heyday. Very like hipster culture, like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
baristas,
Makes sense.
and not like other teens.
Hmm.
But the guy behind me at Father John Misty, or one of the guys at one point, like he started talking about Mikey Day. Ears had perked up like a dog's. I was like, are they talking about who I think they're talking about? But I was just gonna talk to, men at a Father John Misty concert. That wasn't really the vibe.
Not even like for the ultimate man of your dreams, Mikey Day.
No. And I wouldn't even say Mikey Day's the ultimate man of my dreams. That's very bold.
Okay. Sure, sure, sure.
I'm not gonna make that claim, but
I'll make it
a
for
lot
you.
of the a lot of the guys there, I think also really wanted to be Father John Misty. It was like that level where they're like, are they attracted to him because they want to be him so much? Like it was a blurred line. Because they all had like beards and like man buns. Like it was like if hipster music scene just sustained. Which like makes sense of the Father John Misty show.
They have a man crush on him.
They do have a man crush. I get
It's
it.
cute.
He's an attractive guy,
Yeah,
you
he
know.
is.
He's very good live, so
I have a question for you.
okay.
In the Tommy Boy pairing, who's who? I think that's fairly obvious as
Yeah, I I have an answer, I guess. And I don't love the admission that I'm about to make, because it keeps our track record pretty clean. I think I would be David Spade and you would be Chris Farley.
yeah. Yeah.
I you know, David Spade is very funny.
I
So
think
I'm
I
not,
think their like humor style does match our humor style. I
yeah.
make really dumb jokes very often.
Yeah, I think sometimes when I like will retort, you don't get it sometimes.
No, it's too dry for
I'm
me.
not calling you dumb, but like it might not hit
Yeah,
how I think it would.
it's too dry, you know. Took my Chevy to
Yeah.
the levee and the levee was dry.
That's my favorite song of all time. Did you know that?
I think on some level I did, but I have to admit,
Sometimes
I don't know what it means.
like my Chevy. Well, a levee is like
A
a body
car.
of water, isn't it?
I don't know.
No, a Chevy is a car. A levee is a type of body of water. It's an
Hmm.
embankment built alongside a body of water, such as a river, to prevent flooding and contain water within its designated channel. So if you go to the
Oh,
levee, but the levee's too dry, it means tide is low, the water is not very there.
oh, it's like a drain.
Kinda. You know, like when tides
Okay.
are low, and then
Oh,
the beach is more
yeah, yeah,
present.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's like that.
Now I know.
I think this is a really great example of us being Farley and Spade.
Yeah, yeah. I'm a bit of an airhead, and it's okay.
I wasn't gonna say it in those words, but
I don't mind
was I
admitting it.
thinking it?
What are you thinking?
Was I thinking it? That I also won't say. Um,
It's like a what's her name? I don't remember her name anymore, but in Pitch Perfect, there was that joke. It's like, I make the fat jokes first so that you skinny bitches don't do it.
Rebel, what is it? Rebel
Rebel
Wilson?
Wilson.
What is it? Her name was like Fat
Fat
Amy or
Amy.
something. Yeah. Oh God. Pitch Perfect is a recollect of a certain time that I, for one, am kind of glad we're not in anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. That
Yeah.
brand of movie I'm okay without, you know?
Yeah. And also I'm glad that we finally moved on from like a cappella singing. That time was pretty annoying.
I've never understood the
Mhm.
obsession.
I blame Glee, but Glee did it better.
I was gonna say, even in Glee, they honestly they added background music in
Yeah, and
some of
they
the
they did like at least the beats, you know?
yeah, but
Maybe for the first two episodes that the Warblers were in, it was like pure a cappella,
mhm.
and then in the subsequent
It's
seasons.
yeah, it's like you're in my brain because I was legit when you said I blame Glee. I was about to go, and even on Glee, only the Warblers were really a cappella focused.
Yeah, because they were like introduced around the same time. A cappella
Yeah,
songs.
because the Warblers always did the pop, 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 to like make music. But I feel like when New Directions would perform, at least in the Glee Club, they always had like the background music. Famously, they had the
Yeah,
drummer.
they had the band, the Glee
They
band,
had
the
the
jazz band. We won't get
Oh my
into that
goodness.
inside joke.
No, that's just with us. But Glee is probably one of the most influential TV shows of all time.
Glee is one of those shows where you really truly had to be there, you know?
Yeah.
You had to be there
You
at like a
either get
certain
it,
age.
yeah, you either get it or you don't.
Hmm.
And
If
we
you
get
didn't
it.
watch it when it was airing and like you were like 12 or something, That's it. Time has passed.
I re- I remember catching glimpses of Glee on TV live. I think one that I remember watching was when Quinn gets into the car crash on her way
Yeah.
to the her and Finn's wedding or something. Is that it?
Yeah. Yeah. Season
Yeah.
3, episode. No, I don't remember.
They performed this song. I remember one time I
Yeah.
watched Glee in college and I skipped all the musical performances.
What's the point?
That's what other people said. They're like, "What's the point of watching Glee?" It's like sometimes I don't want to hear them sing.
And only a true intellectual would watch a musical comedy just for the comedy.
Just in the comments. I think the only songs I probably didn't skip were any of Blaine's.
Yeah. 'Cause, yeah.
I love Blaine. Who's your favorite Glee?
Even for Hungry Like a Wolf slash oh, I don't remember what they smashed it up with.
We should watch the Glee episode where they do Beatles songs.
Yeah. I think they had two
Yeah,
episodes actually.
probably. The Beatles have a lot of music. What me
Yeah.
and Jazz did after watching Tommy Boy too, because we watched it live together. It's always weird saying me and Jazz when I'm really talking to you, but for the listeners, we watched an SNL episode afterwards. We watched Matthew Perry and Oasis on SNL. That was really fun.
Yes.
SNL
Straight
night.
relic from 1997.
Yeah, because it's Be Here Now. Unfortunately, Spade was not in the cast at that point.
It would have been perfect.
It would have been so good. And I love him on Weekend Update. Like, he's not the strongest sketch performer, but like, and that's why Tommy Boy really works, is because Spade's brand of comedy in the right setting is really good.
Mm,
It's just he's not easy to put into a lot of situations. So when he was at the update desk and he would just do these he would do like the Hollywood Minute, I think it was. And he would just report on like pop culture stuff and make fun of everything. And it's so good. And like that translates really well into Tommy Boy of like that sardonic quality to his voice and
yeah.
just like deadpan, dry, rude little boy delivery against like Farley's like really just sweet enthusiasm.
Mm,
Um, but like often Spade, that doesn't work in a sketch. There was one that he would do with like the receptionist character. And it kind of worked a little bit on the sitcom that I briefly watched for him. But like in some of like his Netflix comedy movies or like his stand-up, it's not the strongest work. But when he's good, he's really good.
when he's
I'm like
good,
a
boy,
big
howdy is he good.
and you know what? Even Joe Dirt, not that bad.
What?
Even
What?
Joe Dirt is not that bad.
Who is that?
Joe Dirt.
Mm.
That's a David Spade movie where he's in the
What?
mole. Joe Dirt. No? Okay.
No, not
We'll
ringing
watch
any bells.
that. Next year we're only gonna watch bad comedies.
Yeah,
And Joe Dirt will be there. I
exciting.
I do have Joe Dirt on DVD actually.
So you can show it to me on DVD. We'll
Yeah.
watch we'll
And
pretend like it's Criterion.
well, I have the Criterion Collection version of A Hard Day's Night too.
Look at that.
And I've been trying to get With Nell and I, but they only ever have the 4K restoration, and it's like $30 even on sale. I'm like, I don't want to spend $30 on a DVD. I can't
You can't
play.
play.
Like, I like not only can I not play a 4K DVD on a DVD player that I own, but then my DVD player only plays in black and white. So I can't even like
Yeah, and
why would I
also like your TV is not 4K. So it's
yeah,
just
like
lost.
why would I spend $30 on that. I just want a regular DVD version of With Nail and I during
Yeah.
the Criterion sale.
Yeah, we're normal people. We're not like collectors. Insane collector.
Yeah. I just want to watch the movie, but I can't. I can't watch it.
Can't watch the movie.
Not on my DVD player. But I have Tommy Boy. I would love Tommy Boy on VHS. That I've yet to hunt down.
That'd be perfect. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I
And
wanted to
I
ask a
really like,
question. I don't remember.
well,
When when did David Spade get on he as SNL? When was his time?
um, when was this time? Oh my God. It was early 90s. When did Tommy Boy come out? I'll just Google it.
That was what I was trying to remember because you said that 97 was like after Spade, but then
Yeah.
I was
He
thinking
had
like Tommy Boy was like 2000 something, wasn't it? I don't know.
no. He
80?
left SNL in 96, so he had just left.
Um,
But the first two seasons, because I have seen his early seasons, he wasn't really on the show a lot. He was a writer performer, so he would mostly be writing, and then most of his sketches would never get to air. And then
oh,
sometimes he would be in a sketch, but not really. And it wasn't until like his second or third season when he started doing more update bits that he got on the show a lot. So he very rarely was in the show. There's one cold open, then
was it
this
the
was
Home Alone
horrible.
one? No.
No.
Oh, because I was gonna mention that my favorite bit of his was the Home Alone sketch.
The Home Alone sketch?
Yeah, it was the Home Alone kid. Sorry, I don't remember his name, but he was like throwing a tantrum because he was a kid, and like Spade had like insane beef with him because they was like the same height.
I think I watched that episode. I'll have to revisit that.
It's good. I
But
love it.
it probably was. But there's a cold open where, and this was when Spade was really not on the show a lot. And this would have really been a big moment for him to be in a cold open because that's, when they say live from New York, it's Saturday night, and then goes into the opening. He was gonna be one of like a politician or something in a debate or something. And it was him and Dana Carvey. How they filmed it though, they had Spade and Carvey, and then they went back in the live version. Dana Carvey played Spade's character. Spade got cut from the cold open. So it was a recorded Dana Carvey against a live Dana Carvey. And it
What?
was two Danas. And they just cut Spade from the club and they had him like basically be a body double.
Why would they do that?
I think they were just like, Dana can do it better. Because Dana was the star. He was like in everything. Like, and
Oh,
he's so talented as a comedian that like anything that Spade could do remotely okay, Dana could do better. And they were just like, yeah, we'll
damn,
just have him come in and just have two Dana Carveys in the cold open.
damn. The substance.
Yeah, like it's so sad. I remember listening to them talk about that. I'm like, that is just horrible to
Yeah,
do
that's
that
so
to him.
mean.
Right? And he was so excited to be in a cold open. He was like,
Oh,
finally, like I'm on the show.
oh my
Oh
gosh.
my poor Spade.
I'm choosing to blame Lord Michaels because anything bad with this show, just blame him.
Yeah, that's fair. He did give Spade like there was an awkward time where like he wasn't on the show, but he didn't have a lot going on. And Lauren like would have him come back and do update bits. So he did like he had his own recurring segment, but he wasn't officially a part of the show. He just like wasn't really having a lot of like luck in his career and was struggling to like leave and do something else. So Lauren kind of
So
brought him back.
he threw him a bone.
Yeah, and he does that sometimes. He did that with what's his face? Daryl Hammond, who was on the cast and now is the voice announcer for SNL. Because Daryl Hammond was like dealing with a lot of like mental health stuff and like I think suicidal tendencies, which is kind of crazy.
Mhm.
But also is very common in comedians. And Lauren was like, come back to the show and be like the voice. And like so he announces all the cast, and does like those voiceover things.
Live from New York. It's Saturday night.
That is not Daryl Hammond who does that. That is a cast member that does that.
Whatever.
It's always a cast member in the cold open.
Here's an aside because of the Knicks game thing. I don't know if you saw like all that stuff, but like there's this guy he started like this it's not a chant, but it's like a haiku, if you will. It's
Yeah.
like my mayor Muslim, my bagel's Jewish, my Christian Dior, Nixon 4. So now Nixon 5. Someone said it should be like my mayor's still Muslim, my bagel's still Jewish, my Saturday Night Live, Nixon 5.
That's really good.
Yeah,
I
I
didn't
like that.
realize that came from the Knicks, but I had seen like the the first parts of it, yeah.
Yeah, the Taylor of it all.
Nixon 5.
Nixon 5.
Basketball is not one that I keep up with a lot. I think
I
because
don't I don't pay attention to sports involving balls. I know that sounds crazy, but yeah.
um I blame it our basketball team got sold when I was like a kid. So we didn't have a basketball team in Seattle. I mean we had a women's basketball team, but women's sports. But yeah, our men's basketball team got sold. But I used to like going to basketball games as a kid. The CEO of Starbucks owned them and then sold them.
That's really
And now
random.
Arena just does concerts.
Honestly, better than sports.
Well, they could have done both.
I
you
guess
know.
so. Yeah, yeah. There's some World Cup controversies nowadays happening in America.
Oh yeah.
America.
America. I want to get a jersey. I was talking to a classmate tonight, and she was like, "Anybody keeping up with the World Cup?" And I was like, "No, but I do want a jersey because I feel like I wear my Oasis one too much." And she was like, "What country are you gonna get?" I was like, "Take a
England.
wild guess. Yeah, take a guess what country I'm gonna get purely for the aesthetic. Like,
Spain.
I'm not." No. I I would do England or Germany would be my
I
country.
I think because my office is doing like a betting pool, very smart. Who's like gonna be the champion? And my money is either on Brazil or Germany.
Yeah, I think that's pretty fair. I would probably like if I had to bet, Brazil would probably be like
Yeah.
my choice.
Yeah. I think they
But
were the first game. No, it was Mexico versus South Africa. Mexico won.
okay. When I think I was in Germany for the World Cup in 2016.
Ooh.
Um and Brazil played Poland one game, obviously decimated. And we were all rooting for Poland because my cousin, like I stayed with my cousin in Germany and his wife is Polish. So we
Yeah.
were both rooting for
Oh,
them. But Brazil was just like crushing it.
yeah. I mean, come on, it's Brazil.
Yeah, I thought that was like really unfair to put them against Poland, but um uh when we would watch like some games from the World Cup in the dorm that we were staying in because we were staying like in an international students dorm, and a lot of the students were like they were from other European countries, and so they would like be really into it, and they would all celebrate, and we could hear them like partying and
Oh, that's so
stuff.
cute.
Right. And like looking back, it's like we should have gone down and joined. Like my friend at the
What a
time.
loser.
Loki. Yeah, Loki, my friend that I was with was. I'll say that. We don't keep in touch. But I remember one night we were watching a game and it ended and it was like midnight. And all of a sudden the TV just switched to advertisements for sex work, and like escort services. And we're just like 30 seconds ago we were watching like France play. And now all of a sudden there's a hotline being advertised. So,
I
well,
didn't
something
think there
about
would
German
be
television.
advertisements for that. Crazy.
Well, in Germany, I guess there is. I guess it's fine. As long
You
as it's after
know,
midnight.
you know that phrase, when in Germany?
Yeah, they don't have a lot of censorship on their television.
Hmm. When I was in Korea, the advertisements were, of course, naturally like beauty products and plastic surgery.
Yeah.
So,
That doesn't surprise me too much.
no, very interesting the types of advertisements. Um, for the
I like you say
UK
that. Say it again.
advertisements.
I like it. Advertisements.
Yeah, how do you say it?
Advertisements.
That's weird. Yeah, and advertisements because I've been watching a lot of UK channels.
Sorry.
The UK ones are for the
Yeah.
lottos, the lottery. Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. I was wondering if that's what you were going to point out because I was like, we have gambling ads
Yeah,
everywhere.
American ads when I watched this one American channel once. It was pills just for random
I love
things.
that. American Channel. Just a American Channel. That's
It
so
it
funny to
was
think
I was
about.
waiting for the Good Morning Show, the Today Show.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we get a lot of medication ads, a lot of gambling ads, lots of fast food ads. We really are a stereotype of a country. Um, ads for places are really confusing to me. Like
Like
there's ads for
tourism.
states. Yeah, like
Um,
tourism. They're like, come to Kentucky. I'm like, no. I don't want to. And then like there'll be ads for like theme parks and stuff. The one that really I don't understand are advertisements for groceries. We all go to the grocery store,
like in
like
general,
yeah, like why does like an orange juice brand need an advertisement campaign? I'm gonna buy orange juice.
is
Like,
it? But it's like brand specific. It's not like you should buy
yeah,
orange
but I
juice general.
it's like yeah, it's brands, but I'm like they're already the leading brands, like it's like Tropicana. It's like
Mm.
yeah, everybody goes and it's like if I want orange juice, they're gonna look at Tropicana.
Yeah. Well, I guess they
They're
became the leading brand through these ads.
It just doesn't make sense to me. We all go to the
Uh,
grocery store. I don't need us like I don't care about the brand like of eggs. I'm gonna just get the high quality eggs that are worth my money. And usually the brands that advertise, they're not the best brands to buy.
that's why they're advertising.
And they're already yeah.
That's the
And
point.
then we have that whole ad series for the Charmin toilet paper. The bears?
The bear, yeah.
Yeah, that are obsessed with wiping their butts. Why? Oh
Because
my
bears
God.
are very famously, they poop in the woods and they use leaves.
Yeah, but like I was at a train station last week and there was ads everywhere for dude wipes. And those ads were nasty. Like, we get it. Men aren't hygienic.
They're gross.
I don't want to be on a bus and seeing advertisements directed towards those men.
They should um not be seen or not be heard. We don't need to know.
Yeah,
Also, they did
exactly.
nude wipes. Ridiculous.
It's so stupid. They're like, we gotta make sure men wipe their butts. So we gotta make it as macho as possible.
But I feel like, as a man, you should have at least a little bit of self-awareness to know that if you're buying that, it's just like you're
Yeah.
stupid.
Just get a bidet.
Yeah, just get a bidet.
Honestly.
Yep.
But yeah. Don't know how we got there. But
Just talk about anything.
yeah, advertisements, they're evil, They're just
Yeah,
evil.
yeah. Um,
Don't,
one
don't
last mention of
advertise to me.
one last mention of the World Cup. What is that guy's name from It's Always Sunny?
Oh, Rob
Rob.
McElhenney?
Yeah, he owns a football team,
Yeah.
and because of
Ryan
that,
Reynolds.
he's in the Time 100 most influential people under the sports section. Weird.
Okay.
I don't think his team is winning. That's the
No,
thing.
he famously bought a really bad team.
Like Ted Lasso.
Yeah, like he bought a bad team on purpose to make better. I actually did watch the docu-series that they put out. I was like sick one day, and even when you're sick, you just watch
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I watched. I was just like, I'm gonna watch Ryan Reynolds and Rob from Always Sunny in Philadelphia, like buy a football team in Wales. And it was about like trying to turn them around and stuff. But I would say he's 100 most influential people.
I don't know. That whole list was weird. The sports section specifically, they had two F1 drivers, didn't make any sense. One
Well,
made sense, but the other didn't.
actually I'll retract my statement because It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia is the longest running live action sitcom ever.
Yeah, it's got
So
like
maybe
100
he is,
seasons.
yeah. And Rob created it. So
But
maybe he is influential.
but he was in the
But
sports section.
yeah.
It didn't make
that
sense.
that I can't argue with.
No. You know, Travis Kelce owns an F1 team.
He
Can't
does?
I can't tell you which one because I'm not sure either. But apparently he does. Just
That's
look
how
it
you
up.
get Taylor Swift and Max Verstappen to meet.
Taylor, please. Oh my God. My goat needs help. My goat needs divine intervention.
If she can adopt Somber, she can adopt an F1 driver.
Somber
I
of
say
all
that,
people.
yeah, I say that like Somber is not on our blend today, and I was
As
jamming to
as
it.
if we don't like his music.
I was like 12 to 12, honestly, earned him the title of Tayson.
I saw someone say, like, if you want to admit that Somber is a Tay son, then you have to admit who his Tay father is. I'm like, we don't have to do that. Who cares
Well,
about his
everybody was
father?
saying Maddie Healy, and I was like, it's obviously Harry Styles.
The way Somber dresses, you can argue Matty Healy, but his music, he's clearly a Harry son. There is an article that talks about him being a Harry son.
And he dresses in a way that Harry dresses. He like follows the trend of what he wears.
Hmm.
You
And
know
there you go.
who Taylor Swift should adopt next? So she
Who?
has a pair of twins. Benson Boone.
No,
I
wait,
want
wasn't
Benson
there a
Boone to be
rumor?
Payson.
Wasn't there a rumor that Benson Boone was going to her wedding?
Yeah, there
There you
was
go.
actually.
There's the
Her
endorsement
wedding at Madison Square Garden.
for her.
But yeah, I want Benson Boone to be Tayson.
Yeah. He's gonna sign the adoption papers at the wedding. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Also,
that's cute.
I have the answer for Travis Kelce F1. I
Okay.
my assumption was that his team would be Alpine, and I was correct. Alpine. They are a pink car.
Cute.
explosion. Yeah.
I like
Uh,
Travis.
yeah, they had a controversy recently because one of the drivers he got a couple penalties in the last race in Monaco, so he missed out on the podium P3. So the team appealed to the board and then they won. So now he's back on the podium. Congrats, dude. The
Travis's
cat.
power.
Travis's
He
power.
didn't want to be here.
Jesse's cat joined very briefly.
Very briefly. And
Cute,
then he
cute.
very briefly made his exit. Or very
Yeah,
quickly made his
yeah.
exit. He's this entire time that we've been recording, because I didn't want to get up and break the flow. He's knocked over the paper towels and has been clawing through all of them. So
Awesome.
they're all on my kitchen like floor, and he just is rolling around in them, um, and destroying them.
This morning, this morning, my cat Steven, he was playing with uh, a ripped up piece of uh, paper towel as well. It was like rolled up. So it was like jumping and running around. So I picked it up and threw it away and replaced it with his toy mouse. Wasn't interested.
Yeah, I always have to like hide them after he knocks them down, but he realized that I wasn't gonna do that tonight. So he
Smart.
got away with her. Yeah. Do we have anything else?
No,
I
I
feel like
think
we can wrap
we
it up.
should wrap it up. Yeah.
Yeah. Any movies that you've seen recently you want to talk about? What you been watching
Mm,
besides F1?
uh, I watched Backrooms most recently on Sunday.
Backwards was boring.
Yeah, 10 minutes into the movie, my mom leaned over to me and she was like, "What is this movie about?" And then I said, rooms." And she said, "Can I leave?"
And they're in the back.
Yeah.
That's fine. I watched it at like 10:30 at night.
Oh gosh.
It was kind of similar to Sheep Detectives where I went out for a drink beforehand. But it wasn't on purpose. We were just like, young,
Pregame.
and in the city. And I was almost asleep, and then Mark Duplass came on the screen. And I was like,
Mhm.
Mark Duplass is in this movie. So I woke up, and then he left, and I was like, I'm gonna go back to bed. It was very not it wasn't scary either. It was pretty boring.
Yeah, I think it's the definition of elevated horror, whatever that genre
Yeah.
is, where it's like
And
really
this
nothing
is
happens.
it's like a horror movie La Croix. It's the
Mm,
essence, and
yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah.
almost a hint of it, but it's not actually a horror movie.
Yeah. I didn't like that I guess spoilers for the backgrounds, whatever. Uh I didn't like that at the end they were like uh sort of tying it into like the back rooms are like a metaphor for your trauma, whatever.
Yeah, I was like, come on,
Aren't
just
we all
let it be a
tired of the
weird
trauma
film.
plot?
Well, it's A24 and it's elevated horror,
Mm.
and every elevated horror movie from
Needs to be
A24,
about trauma.
yeah, it's always about trauma and society.
Society.
That's why I low key don't want to see Obsession. I don't know
Yeah.
if it's A24. I think it's Blumhouse. But
It's
I'm
either
just like,
Blumhouse or Neon. I don't know.
I think it's Blumhouse.
Maybe.
Because I listened to a review of it today and they said it was Blumhouse. So I
Mm.
believe them. But I just like everybody's hyping it up and can't I just can't imagine it lives up to the hype.
Yeah. I don't know. I think most of the hype for both movies, Obsession and Backrooms, is because of their directors. They're very young. They came from YouTube. So it's like, go support quote unquote small creators.
Yeah. Go support 20-year-old white dudes.
Yes, course, of course.
Yeah, they're an underrepresented demographic, honestly.
They're a dying breed.
I say as like our movies were called 20-Year-Old White Guys.
We're aware of it.
See, it's okay because I did it through a feminist lens.
Yeah.
The only, well, speaking of 20-year-old white guys, the movie I watched recently that I thought was pretty good in theaters was Masters of the Universe, the He-Man movie with Nicholas Galentine's Day. I don't know what his last name is, so
Valentine's
that's what I
Day.
call it. I had a good time.
Oh
It was
yeah.
fun.
I have no idea what it is. My brother keeps talking about it to me, and I'm not sure. My mom told me it's based on a comic, and I was like, how do you know this?
It's not. It was a TV show based off a toy product. And I learned that from really annoying guys behind me in line for Masters of the Universe.
Well, sometimes they're good for something.
Sometimes they're good for something. And then they started in-depth dissecting Norm Macdonald SNL jokes, um, which we had just seen Norm Macdonald not be very funny on SNL.
He bombed
The night
terribly.
His weekend update was rough. I was like,
It
this is
was
the guy
so bad.
everybody loves.
But like the way he delivered those jokes, it's like he didn't really like found them funny either.
Yeah, he didn't believe in them. I'm like, why
Yeah.
should I believe that they're funny if the guy delivering them barely like commits to
Yeah.
it? But Masters of the Universe, I saw on a whim over both the Michael Jackson movie and Obsession. I have made four efforts to see Obsession and canceled all four tickets because something else has come up. And then I was out and about. I was like, it was 6-7, so they had the 6-7 deal. I was like, I'll go see Masters of the Universe because that's funny.
That's
And it was
honestly
a
the
good movie.
perfect movie to watch for 6-7.
Yeah. Like I felt like I had to do something for the bit, to be complete. And it was
Yeah,
Masters of the But
that's great.
I've never really been impressed with Nicholas Galentine's Day. My mom really liked the movie where Anne Hathaway like has a relationship with him and he's basically Harry Styles. She was a fan because it's a movie aimed for moms who I guess want to be with Harry Styles.
Isn't it crazy how there's like two movies like that that came out in the same year? It
Yeah,
was
the
it
Nicole
was
Kidman one.
yeah. But that one was an actor. I think
Yeah, I
it's
haven't seen it.
still based on Harry Styles fan fiction.
It's definitely based on Harry's house. And that was Zac Efron.
Yeah.
And in both movies, the leads did not have chemistry.
No.
But my mom and I watched, what is that movie called?
I keep thinking it's called A Case of You, but that's the Joni Mitchell song, and that's
And
really
I was thinking of Me
horrible.
Before You.
But it's something with you in it.
Yeah.
We'll never remember. It's okay.
What's this movie called? Regretting You.
No, that's a different one.
Before There Was You.
Different
I'm
one.
gonna Google it. I'm gonna Anne Hathaway boy. Okay, I started to type boy and it suggested boyfriend jail. Um,
Because they
the
found human
idea.
remains under his house.
It's called The Idea of You.
Um,
Yeah.
because
So
the idea of him is awesome.
yeah, decent movie, but like I said, never really been impressed with Nicholas Galentine's Day. But I liked him as He-Man. Being a beefcake worked for him. It really balanced out his face, I
I was
thought.
going to ask because I remember him more as a twink,
Hmm.
and I thought his head was pretty big.
Yeah, it his face gets more even with the muscles, and the
Mhm.
spray tan. The biggest thing I gotta say that that movie did wrong was casting a white girl as Idris Elba's daughter. Well, I think
Where did
whoever
that come from?
Riverdale, yeah, Riverdale actress, I think she's partially Hispanic. So they gave her
Camila
an ex.
Mendes?
Yeah,
She's
she
not
played
white.
but she's not black.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe,
So
maybe Idris Elba met a very, a Latina baddie, a bunny.
yeah, but like, there's no way. They gave her like a really exaggerated spray tan to make her look a little bit more ethnically ambiguous. But
That's
I was
weird.
like, this girl is not Idris Elba's daughter. That's crazy. And they don't have a mom for her. So it's just two characters that are not the same race.
Idris Elba lost his Latina baddie.
Yeah, I was just like, you couldn't have gotten anybody.
Eva
But
Mendes to play Camila Mendes' mom.
yeah, like just something where it's more believable. I'm like, we're on a different planet, sure. But
I'll believe
this
aliens, but not
but
this.
this is crazy business. In today's day and age, for that to have been the choice that they made
Yeah.
casting wise is just wild.
Did you know that Idris Elba is now Sir Idris Elba? He just got
Oh,
knighted.
good for him.
Yeah.
Good for
I
him.
think they had to scramble to change his credits in the movie. I'm not sure.
Okay. Well, I didn't stick around long enough to see, so I really had to use the restroom. But I always thought Idris Elba would have been a really good James Bond if they had gone for an older Bond. But now
Yeah.
I think that has sailed.
Yeah, I am of the opinion that I don't think we need another Bond. I think it's fine. We don't need it.
I'm okay with the um continuing Bond, but I don't want it to be somebody famous. I want it to
Yeah.
be an unknown actor.
Yeah. I don't know about his age because there's a new James Bond video game where it's like young Bond, and I personally hate it. I can't
Yeah.
imagine James Bond young and scrappy, you know? He's like older and like polished.
Yeah, I am intrigued to see. Well, they did a really different version of Bond with Daniel Craig. Like he was kind of rough.
Yeah, but I think because he's older, it like kind of works.
He was like in his early 30s when he started
My
Bond.
bad. My bad.
He's just don't let the listeners hear this. He's just British. That's why the Beatles looked older too in their movie.
All the
But
cigarettes, dude.
yeah, I'm okay with the young Bond because I see why they're doing it. They're trying to get young people into it. I'm most okay with Jacob Elordi as a potential Bond because I think it would actually be really good for his career to like have that big powerhouse like franchise.
Yeah,
But at the same time, I don't think he's developed enough as an actor to be locked into a franchise. He needs more
yeah.
range still in his career. But I
When
still
when
think it should
I
be
when I think of Jacob Elordi as James Bond, I think of that tweet that's like he's too tall to be James Bond. It's like when
Yes.
if there's gonna be like an inevitable scene where like James Bond has to blend into the crowd and like Jacob Elordi's like 7 foot ass.
He's just towering over it. But you know what? He's handsome.
He is.
My mom said we were talking about the Bond franchise in depth because we both like the Daniel Craig Bonds a lot, and she likes older Bonds as well. But we were talking about potential Bond actors, and our number one pick actually, if we're going young Bond, Henry Golding would be a
Hmm.
great James Bond.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But she's like, Jacob Elordi could be a good Bond, but he mumbles a lot. She's like, I have a hard time listening to him because he mumbles all his lines. And she's like, maybe it'd be really good for him to play Bond so he would learn to enunciate.
Just like
So
Ariana Grande doing Wicked.
yeah. They're mumblers, you know.
Yeah. Maybe he should do theater instead. You have to enunciate there.
Oh, that would be interesting. I bet he'd be good at it, you know.
Mm, yeah.
I
I
think
think
he
every movie star should go on the stage once. Steve, because there are like three types of actors. There are
yeah.
theater actors, TV actors, there are movie actors. So just to see where you land.
Yeah, that's fair. I heard Joe Keery's doing a broad oh, excuse me, a Broadway play, which I gotta be
Interesting.
honest, I love Joe Keery, but he's not a very good actor. He's a excuse me, oh my gosh.
That's Joe
He's a
Keery cursing you.
yeah, you heard what I said. He's a far better musician than he is an actor, that's for
I
sure.
agree. I like his music more because I know his music more.
Yeah. I liked the first two seasons of Steve Harrington.
I like Spree.
Uh, Spree is great. That's the best acting that Joe Keery's
Yeah.
ever done.
He needs to be in more of
That's
those type of movies.
yeah, that's a really good example of his acting. Also, famously, Kyle Mooney is in Spree.
Kyle Mooney, shout out Fred and Pod.
Kyle Mooney, that's my dream man, not Mikey May. It's Kyle Mooney.
You got really mad at me this week because I forgot his name.
Well,
But
yeah.
in my defense,
Why wouldn't I be mad?
I forgot everybody's names in the SNL cast I was thinking of. I only had their faces in
Okay,
my brain. I had to
but
pull up the Wikipedia page.
I'm still a little salty that you forgot who Kyle Mooney was.
Sorry.
During my birthday month, no less.
Just for a
Well,
bit.
sure. Well, I think this bit should wrap up because
Yeah.
I'm
Let's put this bit to bed.
let's
Tuck
put
it
this
in.
bit to bed. Just as a reminder, everybody comment happy birthday, Jazz. So make sure that Jazz gets a really great birthday wish in the chat. We really liked celebrating her, and it was really great watching these movies that she loved.
Yep.
Happy birthday,
Yeah.
Jazz.
Do you remember my age? I don't.
Do I remember your age? Yes, I do.
Yeah. Listen,
Yeah, you know why? Because
this
we're the
is
same age.
yeah, that's what I don't remember my age. I think about your age. That's how I remember.
That girl, that's
Because your
two
birthday is
twins.
before mine. So it's
Yes.
easier to remember.
But right now, we're the same age.
Yeah.
So, so you remember the same age through me
I
back
remember
then.
I remember the age that you're turning. So then I
What?
think
That
I'll
is
see.
crazier
No,
to think of
then I
what is
minus
the
it.
theoretical age? It's like December, and you're like, what is Jesse turning in 6 months? -1. That's how old I am.
Okay, I had a conversation with my coworker a couple weeks ago. She's new, so like, I was talking to her, and I asked her like, "How old are you?" She was like, "I'm 30." How old are you? And I was like, um, 26.
Sometimes I do like think like, how old am I? But usually it's like I'm trying to remember something that happened at a different age. Girl. And the
That
method
makes
is
sense.
just the method is wild because it's not even what age am I turning next. It's just what age is Jesse turning?
Yeah.
I think I think you might have been apt in the With Nail and I review that we might be erring on the side of too entwined.
Yeah.
So
I don't know, it makes sense to me that because my birthday is at the end of the year, so it's like whatever age I have already turned the next year, that's my age. I'm basically born in the 2000, the year 2000.
yeah. I don't think you can justify this one. I think this one is
When I was when I was in school,
it's not gonna get better.
when when I was in school, I didn't do well in math class because I always had to show my
Clearly.
method, and my method was always not good.
Really. Shocker. Would have never guessed that from the method you just told me.
See, I am Tommy Boy. Took me seven
Yeah.
years to graduate college. Sure.
Yeah. This is the one time where I'm like, I'm okay being David Spade in this situation. If it means that I remember my age in a less psychotic way, I'm okay with
Not that crazy, I think.
it.
Listeners, if you've listened this far, comment. What do
Comment
you
about
think?
your jobs. Comment
And
what you
comment,
think, and
do you think like this? Let me write out your comment for you. Hashtag Happy Birthday Jazz. I think her method of remembering her age makes sense.
and this is all remember one hashtag.
Yeah, yeah. No
All
space.
right. No spacing. Well, this has been really fun celebrating my birthday with you
Yay!
on this
Happy birthday.
podcast.
I can't wait to celebrate it with you.
Well, we are right now, in a way, virtually. And we celebrated, I think, watching Tommy Boy. That was really great. I've been
Yeah.
meaning, sorry, just on my hair. Yeah, I got Jimmy Neutron hair. Um, but it was really great celebrating by watching Tommy Boy. One of
Yeah.
my all favorite comedy movies ever.
It's very Jesse core. And we also
Yeah,
celebrated,
probably.
yeah.
No, you go.
We also celebrated in my dream because you were in my dream.
Oh yeah, and I talked about my mom the whole time,
Yeah. I don't know
which
if
is
you
very
mentioned your
accurate.
mom this time.
No, I did.
Okay.
We talked about Jacob Elordi,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Ball, yeah, and then the Anne Hathaway movie, which I still have up on my second monitor, just looking at me.
Oh, look at me. I have two
But
monitors.
I'm fancy. Yeah. All right. Peace and love. Thanks for
Deuces.
listening. Deuces.
Subscribe and all.
Oh yeah, read us on CINETWINS .substack.com. Follow us on Instagram with CINETWINS with Jas and Jessie, all one
Mhm,
word.
mhm.
Um, Follow us on Letterboxd.
Yeah, why not?
Like those more. I'm Jessie Core.
I can't remember mine. Listen, it's on our Substack.
Emotion.
Is
Yeah,
it just in
Jazz is
motion or in motion MP3? I can't remember.
it's one of those. Search one of those and you'll find Jazz.
Just go to our Substack, go to the About page. It's there.
Yeah.
We can't do the work for you, like completely, okay?
No.
You
You
gotta
gotta
be
take some
independent.
accountability.
Yeah. We are raising independent listeners and readers.
Wow. All right. Peace and love.
Deuces.